click with Draisaitl. 12 seconds to go. Florida trying to end it up against the wall, which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. For the first time in their 30-year history, the Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. They made it about as hard on themselves as they possibly could, battling a valiant Edmonton team that had rallied from adversity all season long. And Paul Maurice, coaching lifer, 30 years in the National Hockey League, has his Stanley Cup.
Here's your host of What the Puck is Going On, Dave Metzger.
What the puck is going on?
All right, welcome back in Tuesday. What the puck is going on? We got a short little slate here, one game in fact, so we'll go over that in just a minute, and then we'll touch on some things that maybe we like in some of the games tomorrow. Pretty stacked lineup there with Thanksgiving coming up. No goalie matchups given out, though. I've looked at a couple games. So we'll just kind of pick through some things that we like there. We'll discuss the one game this evening, and then we'll jump into the standings. But before we get to all that, Steve, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, nephew David.
Any big plans for the Thanksgiving?
Just a little time with family, some more gambling, and that's about it.
Excellent.
Well, more could a man ask for?
That's it. Doesn't get much better than that.
Do they have the team goals for tomorrow night? Have you looked at those?
You know what? I can pull that up.
I don't see them. But we have a feel for what we would like, for the most part.
Yeah. We do have team totals, so we at least have that.
Oh, you do have those?
I have pretty much everything but the goaltending matchups, which is kind of something that we like to know going into these things, though, as well.
Okay, my book doesn't have the I do have goal scorers. I do see that. But I don't have the team total or the alternate total either. So let me see. Let me just make sure. Let me look over here. Okay. Nope. So yeah, we'll go with what we can, and we'll go from there.
All right, let's get into the standings here. See if we've got any movement. We'll start with the Atlantic Division. Tampa in first there, good for 28 points. Detroit in second with 27. So how about that? Right behind them. They seem to be picking it up a little bit. And Ottawa's in the picture in third with 26 points. You have Boston falling a little bit into fourth with 26. Montreal with 25. Florida with 25. They're picking it up a little bit as of late as well. Buffalo sliding. 22 points for them. And you know what? You could say the exact same thing about the Toronto Maple Leafs with 21 points. Steve, they are 1-6 on the road. I know we talked about it last week, but what is happening in Toronto?
They hit the basement. They were at the bottom.
Just not good.
Just overall, though, I mean, Tampa Bay, wow, look at them now. Boston was on the top of the division last week, right? They are now in fourth, and Tampa Bay is now in first. So this is kind of wild, to be honest. Most of these teams, just through their last 10, are right around 500. for the most part, with the exception of Toronto. But even they are lucky to grab even a couple of points out of overtime. Tampa Bay has been your hot team for sure. Let's see. And they are not even killing it offensively yet either. Really on defense is what they're doing. They've only allowed 60 goals. That's impressive. That's less than 3 goals a game.
And best in that division as well.
Yep.
7-3 in their last 10. So, Steve, with just in a week, we have all kinds of movement going on in the Atlantic. Detroit, my kind of surprise there. Does anybody stick out to you in a good or bad way as far as a surprise?
No. I won't kill anyone yet. I mean, here you go, Florida. Although they are technically in the 6th spot right now, 3 points behind Tampa Bay in first place.
Yeah, we have a very tight East.
Even Toronto is 7 points back. So even they have plenty of room not to panic.
Yeah, as bad as they are, still not far out of it a quarter of the way through the season here. So in the Metro, we'll jump to that. Carolina has now taken first place with 30 points. New Jersey in second with 29. And then the Islanders holding that third spot with 28. Watch out. Here come the Caps. They have 26 points. They're good for fourth. They seem to be kind of finding their way just a little bit, picking it up, playing pretty well here as of late. Pittsburgh has 25 points. Philly has 25 points. Columbus also with 25. And then the Rangers in the basement with 24 points. Steve, I mean, it doesn't get any tighter than that as far as the standings, yeah.
I mean, 6 points from top to bottom. Everything in the East is completely wide open. If you want to talk disappointments, Pittsburgh's finally let off the gas here as they've kind of fallen down the standings a bit. And the Rangers, we thought they were doing halfway decent. Here they are in last place, but they still are 500 in their last 10. That just tells you how competitive all of this is. I guess you need to give a pat on the back to the Islanders of all teams. They've kind of withheld or withstood that criticism of being a bad team off the bat, and they've been playing competitive.
Yeah.
Again, another team that they just do not give up goals, only 66 allowed. In fact, this whole division just defensively is pretty crazy. I mean, Philadelphia's only allowed 59. Pittsburgh's only allowed 58. 63 by Washington. We know how good Logan Thompson's been. Even 67 is a good number for Jersey, and Carolina just 65 goals yielded. Everyone else in the Atlantic is in the 70s, except for, Florida has 68. So,
right.
Impressive.
Yeah, defense shining in the Metro right now. And Steve, let me ask you this. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but I have a feeling with Pittsburgh in their last 10, 3-4-3. Would it be fair to say that it's starting to happen of what we thought they were going to be? They were right up there at the top, and now they're starting to slide down towards the basement. I mean, only 1 point separates them from the bottom. Could you see them continuing to slide and be where we thought they would be?
Yeah, I think so.
Injuries not helping their cause either.
I'm trying to look at these over-unders too, Dave, real quick, comparatively here to some of these teams we're talking about. Yeah, Pittsburgh's 9-12 to the over. The Caps 11-12. Flyers 10-11. Rangers only 8 overs, 16 unders. So the first number I'm speaking is the over. The second number is the under, how many times they played. So 8-16 for the Rangers. Islanders 12-11. Devils 12-10. Lightning 10-12. So everyone basically is trending for the most part under. You have some outliers like the Canadians They have 15 overs to just 6 unders, and the Maple Leafs continue to be an over team, 17-5. Besides that, everyone is basically right around 500 or worse for their over under. No one's really, even the Bruins, who were an over team for a minute, are now 13-11. So they've regressed. So we've had some lower scoring games overall, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, very interesting. Because also in the fact that it could be making figuring out these games a little bit tougher too. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Very, very good information there. So let's jump to the West. We'll start in the Central. Colorado holding first with 37 points. Dallas with 30. Then you have Minnesota with 28 points. Utah, who I say watch out for them. I watched them play last night, late night. And what an impressive 5-1 win over the Golden Knights. Just a very fast team, young team. They seem like they're going to have some things to say here in that division. 27 points for them. Winnipeg has fallen a bit, 24 points for them. Chicago starting to fall a little bit, 24 as well. St. Louis with 20. And then you have Nashville, poor Nashville, with 16 points. So, Steve, a little bit more of the same with the top 3 dogs there. Utah is kind of my dark horse in that division there. So what says you of the Central?
Let me see here. My apologies, Dave. I got off the standings here for a second.
Oh no, yeah, no worries.
Let me get to this better site because this one has a hard time trying to load. All right, down in the Central for me. I mean, look at the separation compared to the East with Colorado and Nashville down at the bottom. That's 21 points. Now, Colorado still that one loss in regulation, and that's it. I wonder, is that a record?
It's got to be close. I mean, even losing games, they're still getting a point.
Yeah. And they're not even losing. They won 9 in a row. So it's been a while since they've lost anything. And they continue to do this. They will peel away. Now, 10 points clear of the Mammoth, 9 points clear of the Wild. Dallas still in their mirror, but man, they are jumping ahead of them. Nice position to be if you're in Colorado. I don't see them letting down at all either, right? I mean,
not at all, no.
So if you're going to do your futures tickets, people, and you're looking for some things to do, Colorado to win the West at whatever it is, plus 240, plus 250. I think you got to jump on that now.
Yes, I think you do.
That's going to get even lighter, I think, because they're going to probably run away with this thing. I don't know how these other teams kind of keep up, to be honest. Looking at it now, I mean, they'll just slowly kind of fall away. They're that good. Experience, speed, pedigree, you name it.
Yeah, absolutely.
50 goals allowed. How about that?
Right. I mean, that's just they got to be the clear-cut favorite right now. I mean, that's really as good as it gets. I mean, what more can you really ask for than that start?
Let's mark it now, November the 25th. Let's see how long it takes them to get to 100 to 60 goals allowed.
All right. Yep.
That's 10 more goals.
Keep an eye on that. So in the Pacific, Anaheim is in first with 29. Seattle is in second now with 28. LA with 28. Vegas, they're in fourth with 27. San Jose with 25. How about that? They're not the basement dweller this year. Edmonton has 25 as well. Vancouver with 20 and Calgary with 19. A little bit more of the same that we've seen there. LA just kind of seems to hold their rightful place in third every year. Vancouver and Calgary, just two bad hockey teams at the moment. I've seen some rumblings of Vancouver is now listening to any kind of trade offers on their veteran players. So we'll see what transpires with that. But Steve, I mean, Vegas, lost 2 in a row, 3-3 and 4 in their last 10, and an ugly loss last night. So I would definitely keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of parity right now. Even Calgary, they won their last 3. And you talked about them biting you a little bit on some tickets. They bid me for sure trying to play against them. Vancouver, where I really haven't leaned on Vancouver, but I've been trying to use them as a over type of team. They still are giving up a ton of goals, 86 overall they've given up. Edmonton's given up 87 goals. Wow. Seattle, nice. 59 goals allowed by the Kraken. So they've been a defensive team. And again, if we look at some of these, and the Ducks continue to sit on top in first place there, which is impressive that they are continuing to still be up there even after letting off the gas a little bit. But if we look at, again, these teams against the spread with their over-unders and all of that, let's see. Sharks are still an under team, 10-13. Kraken, an under team, just 9 overs, 13 unders. Blackhawks, 8 overs, 14 unders. The Flames have been the over team, 15-9. Ducks over 12-10, but they've regressed a little bit. Avalanche, 9 unders in their games. 9 overs, 13 unders. So they, even with their dominant ways, they're just not allowing the other team to score, to try to contribute to getting to be an over team. A Wild are right there at 500. The Jets 12-9, so they're slightly an over team. The Kings 10-13 under. Vancouver is 17 over, 6 under. Blues 11 over, 12 under. Predators 9 over, 13 under. Utah 10 over, 13 under. The Oilers have been an over team, 14-10. And then the Golden Knights 11-11. Stars 10-12. So most of the teams in the West trending towards under teams too. So just something to be aware of, guys, out there. I mean, we're not getting super crazy high scoring games at the moment. We're not seeing your typical, 7-5. I know we had the Caps game that went to 8-4, but just know that those kind of games are absolute outliers at the moment.
Yeah, not too many of those happening right now. So definitely something to think about, and maybe the now is the time to play a couple unders on your ticket. So Steve, any updated injuries that you want to add to before we
let's
take a look at this game here?
Refreshing the injuries. Anaheim's decently well off. We're missing Charlie McAvoy for a bit for Boston. Buffalo's not in bad shape. Calgary's in good shape. Carolina, they have a plethora of injuries now at the moment. Jordan Stahl, he's day-to-day. He's sick. Kakanemi is dealing with an ankle injury. Kochetkov, undisclosed for him, but he's out in the short term. So Carolina has some issues. Our man Burakovsky out for Chicago. Colorado. 5 injuries to report for them. No one of super value. Nishkin a little bit. He's a decent player. Columbus, they're dealing with Rowinski now being hurt. So they got 6 injuries to report there. Dallas continues to be a team who's hurt. Matt Duchene now hurt. Thomas Harley, you mentioned him last week, amongst 7 players for them. Detroit's in decent shape, but now Soderblom, their left winger, out in the interim. Let's see, Nugent Hopkins continues to be out for Edmonton. Curtis Lazar as well. So line depth there, an issue. Florida, Lusterinen, Kulikov, Barkov, Kachuk. We all know Barkov's gone for the year. The Kings, healthy. Minnesota, Tarasenko. They'd love to have him back, I would think. He's going to be reevaluated here in about a week. Still missing Kirby Dach for an extended amount of time in Montreal. Nashville's decently off. The Devils are banged up for sure. 7 injuries there. The Islanders, semi-injured, I would say. Jean Gabriel Pajot, he'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Romanov, reevaluated in 2 weeks. The Rangers missing JT Miller. Their backup goaltender, Jonathan Quick, out as well. Other than that, relatively healthy. Still no Rimpe. He's out through December. Brady Kachuk, should see him back in action, I think, sooner than later. Reevaluated later this week. Philadelphia, trio of injuries. The Penguins are devastated. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 injuries now for Pittsburgh. Brian Rust goes on there just with an illness, though, so he's day-to-day. San Jose, Jeff Skinner missing now for them. Mikhail Misa, nice player for them. They like to get him back. And so 5 injuries there for San Jose. Capo Caco for Seattle, and a trio of injuries for them. Matt Murray included in that. The Blues, a pair of injuries. Tampa Bay missing Hedman, Braden Point, amongst others. So they are relatively bagged up here for the short term. Toronto, banged up. Austin Matthews out for the short term. Brandon Carlo out for the short term. And Stolar is the goalie. We won't see him either. Utah dealing with a few injuries. And Vancouver is really bagged up now. They now have 7 injuries listed, as does Vegas have 5. The Caps add Nick Dowd day-to-day for them. And Connor Hellebuck for the Jets, reevaluated after the new year now. How about that? Hayden Fleury. Hayden Fleury out in the intermediate. So the Jets might be right for the pickings on the slate of games for the Capitals, Dave.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries. I'll say this injury list compared to the past weeks is very, very full.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's definitely, as we thought, that's not helping Pittsburgh's cause. Winnipeg, as you mentioned, that's tough, man. That's your franchise goalie there. They're in Washington tomorrow night. Man, maybe we can get some good numbers on the Caps because they have been picking it up offensively as well. So we definitely got some, as far as the injuries goes, that doesn't help the Maple Leafs either. So we'll see when those guys come back for them. So very, very interesting stuff there. Good to know. So let's get into it, Steve. We got one game, then we'll touch a little bit on the others, and then we'll get you all out of here. So Dallas is in Edmonton taking on the Oilers. 6.5 is your number there. -135 for Edmonton at home. I guess that's because they're at home. They're getting that number. +114 for the Stars. Let's take a look at the goaltending matchup. Ottinger in goal for Dallas. Stuart Skinner in goal for Edmonton. Steve, straight up, just taking a look at this one, it's the only game on the board tonight. I would flip that. I would either take the Stars on the money line, or I would even go -1.5. And if we look at that, see if they're going to give it to me. They will. Dallas -1.5 at +255. If you look at where these two teams are in the divisions, Edmonton not doing so well. Dallas, one of the top classes in that Central Division, right behind Colorado, or close there behind Colorado. I think this is a good chance. I don't think that Dallas played last night. I would think that's the only reason that they wouldn't be favored on the road. And no, I don't see them in a back-to-back scenario. So Steve, this one's pretty simple for me. Give me, if you want to take a shot, I would take -1.5 for Dallas. I would play the money line, and I would even play the 60-minute line. So all three of those in the favor of Dallas is how I would move here. I don't want nothing to do with the total because of the low trends that we've had. -120 for the under, Steve. But these two teams could light it up against each other as well, blowing an under ticket right out of the water. So give me the money line, 60-minute line, or the puck line for Dallas. I think it's all Stars tonight.
I'll approach it from a little different angle. If I'm going to play this, I think I'm just going to try for a goal scorer from each team. Someone like Jamie Benn tonight is 5-1, and then Evan Bouchard at like +440, something like that, pays 22-1. Zach Hyman maybe with like a Miro Hiskinen pays almost 12-1. So I might dilly-dally with some of these mid-range guys to get a goal. Henrique is a guy I like to play as well. So maybe like Henrique and Hiskinen would pay like 30-1.
Yeah, I was looking at Hiskinen at +450, and then Henrique. He was 5-1 earlier, so that's come down a little bit, +475 over here for me. But yeah, Steve, I love that angle. That's great.
Yeah, just to make it fun. I don't doubt Dallas wins this game. We know Edmonton's good. I'll wait for the playoffs for this one.
All right. So that's a good angle there. I think it's all Dallas tonight. So that's the game there.
There you go. There's my goal scores.
There's our goal scores. Very nice. I like it. All right, Steve, that's all we got tonight. So let's take a look at tomorrow. Florida is playing Philly. This one's in Florida. I like the way Florida's been playing a little bit better lately. Their last game out was pretty nice. So I like them to beat Florida here. Like I said, I don't have any goalie props or much like that. We'll have to wait for that stuff to kind of open up tomorrow. -140 or -1.5, sorry, with the puck line is at +142. I think you could sign me up with the Panthers by 2 or more against Philly. What do you think of that?
That'd be the Panthers or nothing for me in that one. Likely a pass, but you're right. The Panthers have been better.
The Rangers are playing Carolina. That's a good Metro Division matchup. 5.5 is the number currently. +150 for the Rangers money line. -180 Carolina. I like Carolina in that game.
I like Carolina as well. Give me Carolina. I know it'll probably be Shesterkin in net, but give me Carolina to get to 3 goals anyway.
I like that. All right, Steve, maybe here's one we can tee off on. Tampa Bay is playing Calgary, and this one's in Tampa. Now, I should learn my lesson and lay off this because every time I think that I have Calgary right in my sights, they just burn me right to a crisp, like a burnt burger on the barbecue. There's Dave sitting there, just a bad beat. So I don't know, Steve, but I think the opportunity is there to take Tampa anything you want to do.
Yeah, right now, if you take Tampa Bay on the money line with Carolina, you're getting plus 128.
All right, there's your $100 play right there.
Yep.
Nashville is in Detroit. Nashville is bad. Give me Detroit in that one.
I'll pass. I'm just not ready to trust Detroit, but I think you're right. I think this is the better team. Thanksgiving Eve, nice home crowd energy. That's probably enough to carry the Red Wings alone. If you wanted to add them to the Tampa Bay Carolina parlay, now it's plus 268.
Okay, I like it. Same could probably be said here, Steve. New Jersey is at home versus St. Louis. We went over the standings, so you know where St. Louis is. Just not the greatest. I think you can get some real good numbers here with New Jersey. I like the money line. Minus 1.5 is at plus 180. Your over is 5.5. I don't know, Steve. I like to take a chance there. Minus 1.5 with the Devils.
I'll pass on this one.
Okay. Here's one I want nothing to do with. Buffalo is playing Pittsburgh. 6.5 is your number. The Pens are favored at home, but that's going to be a pass.
You know what? The Sabres, I think, might be worth a shot here, especially getting 2.5 goals.
Their team
or over
totals
2.5 goals.
Really bit me the last week. Or so.
Right. I could see it. Run for the hills on this.
All right, here's an interesting one. Good game on Thanksgiving Eve. Boston is in New York to take on the Islanders. 5.5 is your number there. Tight game, Steve. That's a tough one to get at. But New York has been playing better. They've really been picking it up and have been a nice surprise here so far. So give me the Islanders in that.
I haven't had the Islanders, but I know what will happen as soon as I bet them.
Oh, run away. Winnipeg is in Washington taking on our Capitals. 6.5 is your number there. And Steve, knowing what we know, I think this is a great opportunity to get the Caps again on their team total.
I like the Capitals. If you were to add them on the money line with Carolina and Tampa Bay, that is at plus 268. Once again, those three. That's not a bad 3-game home parlay right there, to be honest.
No, it's not. Drop you a couple bucks on that one.
I mean, you're not asking to win the 60-minute line. Now, let's see what the 60-minute line is, just in case here. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. So the Caps are a minus 105 on the 60-minute line. If we take Carolina on the 60-minute line for them, they're a minus 130. And then Tampa Bay is the one I would trust the most not to have to go to overtime to win. I think Carolina is the one I would trust the least. So maybe take Carolina just to win. But you can take money. You can take the 60-minute line, I think, for Tampa and the Capitals. But if you take all 3 60-minute lines on the 3-way, now you're getting over 5-1 odds.
That's not bad. I could probably be talked into that.
Yeah, for a decent size bet, yeah, maybe. Decent size Thanksgiving profit boost type of bet. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So wait to see what the books are giving out as far as boosts go tomorrow. So the Maple Leafs are playing Columbus. I just want nothing to do with that as a whole.
I'll take the over that game, Dave. I think we can get some goals here. Columbus can still score at the end of the day, I think. I like Fantilli. I like Rowinski too. I wish they get him back. But Toronto's been so leaky. You'll get a nice atmosphere in Columbus. A good push for the home team to have a good effort. So I would lean over in this game.
Yes, I could see that. Maple Leafs, maybe what we know about them on the road, I might take a chance with Columbus. Minnesota is in Chicago taking on the Blackhawks. 5.5 is your number there. Minnesota, the better team. maybe a team total for them, depending who's in goal, is what would factor into that game for me. Steve, I think there's probably some better plays on the board.
Now, the Blackhawks goalie is the backup from Florida from last year, so he's been a fantastic addition. And the Blackhawks been great defensively, but their problem is offense. They're going to leave me at the terrible taste in my mouth as they were the last leg of a winning ticket that was winning until they blew it late in the third period sometime last week. So no play for me in this one.
Yeah.
I'm off the Blackhawks for the moment. They just can't score.
Yeah, no, I kind of hopped off that train. The last couple of weeks have been disappointing in that regard. San Jose is in Colorado to take on the Avalanche. I would maybe play an over here. I think maybe San Jose can help out just enough. And we know that Colorado is an absolute unit at the moment. 6.5 at plus 105. I think you could sign me up for that.
I think so, too. I like the over in this game as well.
Montreal is taking on Utah. 6.5 is your number there. I could probably be talked into that in this game. Like I said, I watched Utah play last night, and I was actually pretty impressed against a good team there in Vegas. I think Montreal can help out that cause. You're getting plus 100 for it. Sign me up for those two overs.
I can see that. I can see the over in this game as well. I like that call. Montreal will bring a good effort, and Utah's home with a good atmosphere tomorrow night. Like you said, after a big win the other night, that I believe cashed you a ticket, didn't it?
Yes, yep. That was the cashing factor right there. So we drove that one home. Thank you, Utah Mammoth. So Vancouver is in Anaheim taking on the Ducks. Oh man, give me the Ducks minus 1.5 at plus 164. Give me the money line. Give me the 60-minute line. I like the Ducks all over Vancouver.
I'll take the Ducks over 3.5 team goals in this one when that line comes out.
I like that. Yep. Ottawa is in Vegas taking on the Golden Knights. 5.5 is your number there. Man, I think there's better plays on the board. I'm going to find I'm going to play one of the other later games rather than this one, I think, Steve.
I think a good rule for me is to stay away from Golden Knight and Ottawa games overall. So
yeah,
I'll stay clear of this. Yeah, I agree.
All right, and the last game on the slate, back-to-back situation for Dallas. They are in Seattle, so on a little road trip right now. Seattle's been nice. Maybe a defensive matchup here. Stars might be a little tired. Seattle's defense has been shining as of late, as Steve mentioned, with their goals allowed. Under 5.5 is at plus 105. Steve, I could probably be talked into that.
Yeah, I think I like that. That we haven't mentioned an under all night, and I think you nailed it. I think this is it.
All right, yeah. So we got the under there. All right, Steve. So there's definitely some things to look at tomorrow. A nice slate. So we can definitely have a little bit of fun there on Thanksgiving Eve. So that's what we'll do. But definitely some interesting takes there. Any final thoughts?
No, just I'll say this. If you want to play everything I just kind of leaned with, we'll do 3 60-minute lines. We'll do Capitals, Hurricanes, Lightning. We'll do the Ducks on the money line. And then we'll do the under the Dallas game and the over Montreal and San Jose, Colorado game. So 7 plays, 87-1 odds. If you want to throw your $10 on it.
Those are the plays, Steve, and we might have to. You know what? That might even be a round robin ticket there. Maybe putting a little bit of extra on it. You know, giving it a little bit more of a bankroll.
Yeah. If you want to move some goals around and try to get exotic and maybe hit 3 of these, then by all means, right?
Yep. But I do like it. I think those are 7 best plays for tomorrow. All right, Steve. Well, that's the game tonight. The things we like tomorrow. I think that's about it. Do you have any final thoughts or anything to add?
We'll do our Thanksgiving special for the round robin Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll start with the history of fantasy football. How about that?
Yes. Very much looking forward to that.
And how it ties into our show, the actual history of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a weird way.
Hopefully everybody will be tuning into that. That'll be a really fun segment there to watch. So as far as us here, what the fuck is going on, we'll see you right back here next Tuesday.
Good luck, everybody.
What the puck is going on?